This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 24, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, Mobay residents assured the interest will be protected on the Perimeter Road project. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, Homer Davis, says the government will ensure that the construction of the US $274.5 million Montego Bay Perimeter Road project is as comfortable as possible for residents. He gave the assurance while addressing a national road operating and constructing company limited stakeholder meeting held in Irwin, St. James last Friday. The meeting was held to give residents of the community and its environs an update on the undertaking. To my friends from Irwin, you have me in your corner and I have heard the questions. As the minister with responsibility for this project, part of my task is to make sure that the people of St. James are satisfied and comfortable with the level of construction that will be taking place, Davis said. The project aims to create a safe and reliable alternative route for motorists traveling across and within Montego Bay. It will result in less congestion within the city and the opening of new lands to facilitate structured development. It is being implemented by NROCC with funding from the government of Jamaica. The 14.9-kilometer National Development Project is a collaboration between the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and the China Harbor Engineering Company. Davis informed the citizens that during a recent meeting, which involved all organizations taking part in the road project, the issues of increased traffic, dust, nuisance, potential flooding, and other issues that could arise during the project were discussed. He said that an office will be set up by CHEC and NROC in the community to allow residents to air their concerns regarding the project. There will be a liaison person, so community members, if they are affected by excessive noise, if they are affected by blasting, by vibration, there will be an office where you can go and lodge your complaints. Meanwhile, the state minister said that other roads adjacent to the Perimeter Road will be repaired. You can't come off a bad road to go on a highway, he said, noting that concerns about Pega Road will be addressed. Davis assured the citizens that their interests will be protected under the road project. To be included in the scope of works are rehabilitation of Barnett Street and the West Green Avenue, a 10.5-kilometer expansion to the Long Hill Bypass, and a comprehensive drainage study of Montego Bay. The meeting also involved a question and answer segment. Salary increase has a Martha Bray councillor rethinking plans to step away. Dr. Pauline Foster Grant, one of the two People's National Party councillors who earlier this year announced that they would not be seeking re-election to the Trelawney Municipal Corporation, is adamant that despite the recent increase in salaries, she will be sticking to her decision. Her colleague Philip Service has said, however, that if there is a vacancy, he would be happy to take it. Service, a three-term councillor in the Martha Bray division, told the news that while he has made plans for life after politics, the increase in salaries, which could be as high as $5 million annually, was not something he was expecting to see. This kind of money was not in my wildest dreams, remarked Service. The party has selected Roydell Hamilton to replace me. If for any reason he decides to throw in the towel, I would not bat an eye in choosing to withdraw my announced decision to quit representational politics. While he is ready to step aside, Service said there are several projects that he would have liked to complete before bidding farewell. When I came into politics, one of the projects I wanted to deal with was getting land titles for the residents of Zion in my division, said Service. One of my disappointments going out is that I never accomplished that goal. While noting that the increase in salary looks attractive, Foster Grant, the outgoing councillor for the Alta Spring division, will not be looking back, saying that to do so would be breaking a commitment she made to her family. The money is attractive, but that was never a part of my plans when I decided to run in the Alta Spring division. I came in with the intention to improve the quality of life for the people, said Foster Grant. I made a promise to my family that I would serve for 2 terms. Whatever I achieve during that time would be it. Added Foster Grant, the increased salary, though attractive, is not something which would cause me to go back on my word to my family. Unlike in Services Division, Ulster Spring does not yet have a replacement for Foster Grant, as the person who was being considered has seemingly changed his mind. We had one person, but the constant postponement of the elections caused him to quit. I suppose the new salary will make it attractive enough for someone to apply, said Foster Grant, who is also the PNP chairman for Region 1. Like Service, Foster Grant is walking away with unfinished business behind her, as there are some projects she wanted to complete before leaving, but it is unlikely these will be accomplished. I was promised that the Quashy River water supply would be in place, said Foster Grant, who desperately wanted to give the division a reliable water supply system. Ground has been broken for a fire station in Ulster Spring, but nothing else has been done. However, there is still time for this to be in place before the next election. Phillips declares Wholeness not welcome when Troy Bridge reopens in Manchester. Member of Parliament for Manchester North Western Michael Phillips has sounded an alarm, charging that Prime Minister Andrew Holness's presence is unwelcome at any ribbon-cutting ceremony when work to replace the collapsed Troy Bridge has been completed. The more than decade-old bridge, now dubbed the Troy Death Trap, collapsed in August 2021, displacing hundreds of students, motorists, and residents. Phillips has long bemoaned what he considers the government's sluggish response to having the bridge replaced, noting specifically the inconvenience caused for stakeholders along the northwest Manchester and the southern Trelawney border. He has also claimed that students were forced to switch schools, citing parents' reluctance and a concern around having their children traverse the river via makeshift zip lines. The people themselves tell the Prime Minister say, when the bridge done, no come up they come cut no ribbon, and smile with them like him did know how them did a suffer. I saw him never in a parliament the day forget the message. No come up there, said Phillips. Phillips said his calls for a temporary structure have also fallen on deaf ears. Him not come up there because 6 months ago he stood in Parliament and told me that he was coming up there to see and experience what the people were experiencing. And 6 months gone up to now, he has not come to see what is happening up there, said Phillips, who was addressing a divisional conference at the Tollgate Primary and Infant School on Sunday. According to Phillips, since the bridge collapsed, 3 young children almost drowned among other woes. The bank in a Washmore, the teachers still have to travel an extra nearly 7 miles to go to school. The Minister of Education, who said she would have looked into and give them a little stipend for the extra gas, has not done it. The little bus that we did beg them that if rain fall and the pitney them can't cross the river, they can get home. The pitney them still asleep on the Trelawney side. It's a shame how we're treating our own people, said Phillips. The 1869 Troy Bridge sits along the western Manchester and the southern Trelawney border. Phillips has also criticized Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, Member of Parliament for Trelawney Southern, claiming that she had not shown much interest in bringing redress to citizens facing the Troy Bridge woes. As a Member of Parliament on the Manchester side, me can't say me shame on the Member of Parliament on the southern Trelawney side, because the only time she has visited that location is the time Warmington came there, which is over a year ago, he contended. Describing the government as incompetent, Phillips, who is also a vice president of the PNP, said the Wholeness-led administration had failed miserably in stemming crime. 5 years of state of emergency and it has not made any difference, said Phillips, who went further to reference recent murders in St. James and Clarendon, in which states of emergency are currently imposed. Crime was less under the PNP, and even with the state of emergency, the Prime Minister can't do nothing. If I was a teacher and Wholeness the student, you would get F-, said Phillips, evoking laughter among orange-clad supporters. Phillips said that Jamaica was yearning for the leadership of the PNP, claiming that the JLP had either corrupted or destroyed several infrastructural and other developments the PNP had spearheaded. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.